Okay, start
Oh,
with Shweta. Sanjivani, keep time.
yes, sir. And start, Shweta.
Uh, Good morning, everyone. This is me, Shweta Singh, and today I am going to tab on a topic BRICS. The acronym BRIC was first coined and used in 2001 by Mr. Jim O'Neill of Goldman Sachs, projecting that the four economies of Brazil, Russia, India, and China would be among the world's largest economies in the next 50 years or so on. As a formal grouping, BRIC started after the meeting of the leaders of Russia, India, and China in St. Petersburg in 2006. The first BRIC summit was held in Yekaterinburg, Russia in 2009. The decision to include South Africa was taken at the BRIC Foreign Minister meeting in New York in 2010, converting it into BRICS. Accordingly, South Africa attended the third BRICS summit in Sanya, China in 2011. Since then, the collective has seen a fruitful trajectory. BRICS brings together five of the largest developing countries in the world, representing around 41% of the global population, approximately 24% of the global GDP, and about 16% of the international trade. The main objective includes energy efficiency and climate control, optimizing the use of resources, improving multilateral trading systems, achieving regional development, better representation of emerging economies, and providing humanitarian assistance in time of natural calamities. Recently, the 15th summit of the BRICS was held in Stanton, Johannesburg, South Africa from August 2022 to 2023. The theme of the 15th BRICS summit was BRICS and the Africa Partnership for Mutually Accelerated Growth, Sustainable Development, and Inclusive Multilateralism. The main conclusion emerged that Argentina, Egypt, Ethiopia, Iran, Saudi Arabia, and the United Arab Emirates to become full member of BRICS with the effect from January 1, 2024. They also shared the vision of BRICS as a campaign of the needs and concern of the peoples of the global south. This includes the need for
Last 30 seconds.
beneficial economic growth, sustainable development, and reform of multilateral system. The summit agreed to task the BRICS finance minister or central bank governors to consider the issue of local currencies payment instruments and platform. The main problem with the BRICS group is that they're not focusing on what they have achieved on the last year. Is they all complete their work, what they decided to do in the previous summit. Uh, According to me, the group have to
Time up.
discuss on what they achieved till date and make a plan according to that. The all countries of the BRICS come together with one vision, one goal, the efficient and fast growth. They have to work in all aspects like on environment, poverty, food security, on water crisis, trade and economic growth. Thank you so much.
Good, Shweta. Brazil, Russia, India, China, initially these four countries, and later on South Africa came. And many other countries want to join this very, very powerful, emerging, powerful ally. Because you see, population wise, GDP wise, this is a very, very important group. Russia had initiated it primarily to counter or contain US and Western countries' influence, because US and some of the Western countries, they are having their own lobby. So to counter such a group or the forces, this emerging economies, because if you see Russia now, it is in disturbance because of this war, but Brazil is emerging economy, South Africa is emerging economy now, then China and India, of course, somewhere in first decade of this century, were fastest growing economies, and China has taken a big leap. But now these groups, are they achieving their aims? That is a bigger question, because yes, first aim they are achieving, They are making a big deterrence, because if you are a part of group, there are some multi agreements, uh, col- uh, collaborative agreements, some kind of trade. Some of the nations are worried about launching few offensives. So these groups are helping in that as a deterrence. Some of your adversaries are checked because you have such strong alliance. But then still it is not effective the way we would like, because on paper it looks very good, but on ground it is not translating. Otherwise such wars would not have been witnessed if these alliances, whether it is G20, BRICS, Quad, all those alliances should have so much of authority that they should be able to dictate their vision, their ethos, because ultimately the bottom line of such alliances is bringing peace and promoting prosperity of nations, welfare of people, no war. That is the bottom line. But somehow things are not really happening. But all said and done, there are more plus, less minus. So we are bound to be part of such groups. Very important. BRICS is a very important group. Good, Shweta, well covered, points are good, delivery is also good. Sanjivani, ready?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Shweta, keep time.
Okay, sir. You can start now.
Good morning to everyone. Today, my lecture topic is climate change impact. Climate change is a well-known term that it easily heard on TV or other media. But this term means a lot. The disturbance in is nature is showing adverse result and poses there for life on the planet. Melting glacier, rising temperature, nature, disaster, natural disaster, change in pattern of participation are same of easily observed effect of this change. More shocking data is released by the recently heard and had and study and reports. Recently, a media report disclosed that the changing climate is making such an impact on environment that rising nearly 2 degrees Celsius in the temperature can causes increase of sea level of about 20 feet. Purpose of this report justify that the effect of global warming that a challenges for human race. The reports say that if the changing in temperature goes on, the effect will causes cosmetic situations. The rising temperature is lead the burn to melt successively, causes of increasing water level. In another study, disclosed horrific information about climate change. Our atmosphere is expected to cross the mark of 15 degrees Celsius in this century, along with the water problem, are expected in northern region of the country. So this increase in 8 degree of temperature will be more hazardous for the life depending on resources. So another amazing information was released that India has spent about $200 billion per year. So if India fails to take necessity step to overcome this rising carbon level, so and its a secondary effect
30
of
seconds
rising
are there.
temperature. So the pace of this changing on its extreme, and government is taking some decision that support to change. The eco-sensitive area of Western Ghat is decided to reduce from 1600 kilometer to 45,000 45,000 square kilometer. This change is climate. This change in climate is an offshoot of the active done by human for personal benefits, irrespective of the nature permissions. So, lastly,
Time
I
up.
want to conclude that this is not all we need to survive. Nature is the base of life and base of life. So it will more disaster subsequence making it hard for human to survive. Thank you.
Sanjeevani, climate change is a very sensitive topic. Mother Earth, how we can protect, because on one hand we are technologically so much of advanced, but on the other hand, are we going to hand over the Mother Earth or preserve it for our future generations? The way we received it, can we improve upon rather than damaging it? This kind of ideology and thought process has to be really sink in. It needs to come into our culture that we have to protect our Mother Earth. As a human being, we are the brilliant race, dominating race on the Mother Earth, but we are probably failing to shoulder the responsibility of being the controller of the entire living beings. Sanjeevani, one suggestion when you speak, I think that it happens with almost all of us, but now you deliberately work upon while speaking the thoughts and speech. Try and deliberate whether it is coming in sync, because many times with a lot of us it happens we think too fast and our speech is slow, or we are thinking slowly and speech is going ahead. So either way it affects our effectiveness of communication. So just watch out, listen to your own speech, and work upon it, because more improvement is now possible. And others also, it is a very small point, but in the larger interest and in entire life, this is a very very important element. The way we think and the speed of delivery of our these two speeds, thinking speed and talking speed, whether it is in sync, because more and more it gets in sync and synchronization. What I mean sync means synchronization. Our effectiveness of communication goes very very high. You see, the greatest orators, if you observe them minutely, they are generally not very fast. They are at a very optimum speed depending upon their uh, thinking ability. But as you grow, thinking ability obviously goes very high, but your delivery of talk comes little low on speed. So that is a different aspect. But for you as a student, and when you are preparing for competitive exams, you all must understand, uh, when you listen to your own speech, what exactly my thinking speed and talking speed, whether it is synchronizing or not. And if you are deliberate next time, it definitely going to help, because we all are learners. And when you learn, or you have a learning aptitude, you are daily improving. So that a daily improvement has to happen with small small corrections. Sanjini, getting my point?
Yes, sir.
So thinking and talking speed, initial days, if you work or everybody works, it has got a lot of merits when you evolve as a person. And speech, obviously we have to talk whole life. So this is just a beginning. There are many people who actually when practice on this, the benefits are great, because there are students now from our forum who could not make it to NDA. Couple of examples, they have landed into their graduations, and they are doing very good because they are ahead of their peers, the colleagues, and they are effective in communication. This is I am witnessing now. Yesterday only I got one student's feedback that he is respected very well because his communication is acknowledged as a very good communication. Because by virtue of preparing for SSB, if you don't make it, but your communication definitely improves, or your confidence improves, your English language command improves. So these are the benefits. You must think about it and work slowly on it. Okay. Very important topic, climate change. There are so many statistics on this, and what Sanjuni has covered good. Harshvardhan, ready?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Sanjuni, keep time.
Let's start.
Good morning, everyone. Today's topic of my lecture is Women's Reservation Bill. Women's Reservation Bill has been in news from the past year. But what is Women's Reservation Bill? It is a bill passed by the Lok Sabha as the 128th Amendment Bill, in which it would provide 33% of seats to uh, for women in both Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, and also provide 33% of the seats in the state legislative assemblies also. But for this bill to be passed, it will require a particular majority. Like two-thirds of the majority should be passed in both the houses, be it Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha, and should have approval of 50% of the states. But uh, the problem that women reservation bill will have is that it will take a long time to be implemented. Like studies have said that it will at least take 2029 to be implemented. If we talk about the history of the Women's Reservation Bill, it has been in the news from the past 25 years. It was first in news in the year 1996, when it was presented for the first time as the 81st Constitutional Amendment Bill, headed by Geeta Mukherjee, but it was rejected directly by the House of Parliament. It was again introduced in 1998, and but had collapsed because as there was no votes in the favor of women reservation bill. After that it was again introduced in 1999, 2000, and 2003, but could not get enough majority. Finally, in the year 2008, it was at least introduced in the Rajya Sabha, but but did not get approval by the Lok Sabha, as it was not discussed only. It was due to the belief that women cannot be recognized as leaders and can't compete men. But at the present scenario, there has been a good improvement in women's representation in various places. Like, like already we have women's reservation in the Panchayati Raj, which has given them boost in the panchayats, and has also brought development in rural sectors and small areas. We also have the example of self-help groups, which women form between themselves, because of which they can provide economical stability to their family. Mm. If we talk about some significance that women's reservation will have, is that it will provide a good scope for to solve the problems related to women, uh, like the skewed gender ratio. Like in the states of Haryana, if there has been increase in women's reservation, then it will
Time up.
significantly bring women representation in the state legislative, and will increase the gender and will overcome the gender ratio in states like Haryana. Thank you.
Okay, good, Harshvardhan. Very apt topic because it is in talk, very, very live now. Any reservation has got advantage in the initial phase. It is necessity at times, but then I personally feel natural things are much better. If you see India, when we call India as a developing nation, but especially for women, there are few good things which happen naturally. We could have prime minister much before than, or head of the country, president also, much before than the developed countries as a head without any reservation. So reservation, if at all it is going to come, should be time bound. It should have some validity. Otherwise, today's society is facing problems and it is getting divided because of this reservation. Because tomorrow you make reservation for women, so obviously this counter productive thing is oppression on other gender. So this will not be felt today. It will be felt in future, maybe after 5 10 years, when the men will start realizing that they are not getting enough representation. So why not to force it and have a validity, and it should not be extendable. Make a fresh bill thereafter, because past mistakes we are realizing now, the reservation in any category or in any sphere, we should learn from past mistakes. Today our society is divided. The primary reason is reservation. Merit should not be compromised, and wherever the merit is not compromised, we have better results. So, economic concessions are different, scholarships are different, but the reservation in terms of setting the position, leadership, or in the especially in the higher courses, and to name a few, we cannot have doctors with lesser merits. We cannot have engineers with lesser merits. We cannot have defense aspirants based on reservation. Unfortunately, it is not allowed there, so that is a better thing. But then, this aspect, just when I was hearing Harshvardhan, it came to my mind what is happening today. Everywhere the reservation movement is going on, and this is a special reservation, especially for representatives of people. Again, the down the line, 5 10 years, we will face the men will start speaking about oppression on them, or they are being oppressed. So this is how I think we can foresee, learn from past mistakes. So this one suggestion you can make at the end: can we have validity of such reservation? It should not be just launching something and you don't know where to stop. Okay, Harshvardhan, good topic, because this is I think relevant. Somewhere it may come, interview or in group discussion or in lecturate. Okay, any point?
Sir, I have one.
Okay.
Sir, sometimes what happens is that whenever I have points, at that time I usually speak for a less time because time is already gone up. And whenever I don't have funds at that time, like the time feels that it is not over yet. So like whenever I have funds, I'm yet to tell. So what things can I overcome so that I could complete the entire uh, points that I have?
See, with so many practices, start and fail. Uh, when you prepare your lecturate points, suppose you have jotted down points. I'm sure by now you are not writing scripts when you are getting ready. It is just points. So you slowly should get an idea. Okay, these are points, and should get intuition and the subtle feeling in your mind that points are more or less, and accordingly you have to adjust. Okay, okay, I have got 8 points to speak. These are my broad 8 points, and in between you will be filling it up. Now coming to second step, prioritizing points. It is likely to happen even on the final day of your SSB that some of the points will are likely to get skipped by uh, many reasons. One is getting forgotten, or you would not get time. That is a major reason. So prioritizing time. If you can prioritize, okay, 3 4 points, these are must, and these are if possible. So prioritizing, you must put it in that order, so that even if you miss because of lack of time, you are missing on a lesser important point. So this aspect will take care of your confidence, and even the guilt feeling that you missed on very important point. So I think these two strategies: firstly, while preparing, you should get a fair hint that you are going to prepare for 3 minutes and these are the points. I think this is manageable. And secondly, prioritizing. Many a times when you finish your lecturate, you feel that this point was most important or reasonably more important, and I missed it. So this will stop happening. Okay, Harshvardhan, and others also.
Yes, sir.
Okay, we will call it a day. We'll end here. Bye. Jai Hind.
Jain